It's State Trunk Tour time once again. We're in Baraboo, right along Highway 33 right now. And as you can see, there's a ton of great stuff in this town, including the Circus World Museum, and it's the gateway to Devil's Lake. It's a gorgeous town, and it's also the start of State Trunk Highway 113, which goes down to Madison from here. It's about 40 or 45 miles, but there's a lot of great scenery along the way. On the website, I call it a ferry nice drive. Yes, it's a pun, because the Merrimack Ferry is part of Highway 113. It's the only free river ferry in the state of Wisconsin. So that, Devil's Lake, Circus World, Madison, we're going to see it all on this edition of the State Trunk Tour. From Highway 33, Highway 113 takes you right to downtown Baraboo. Baraboo is considered the home of Devil's Lake State Park, along with Mirror Lake State Park, which is up closer to the Dells, along with the Mid-Continent Railway Museum, the International Crane Foundation, and the Aldo Leopold Legacy Center. But of course, it's best known for its circus history. We'll see what we can find by pulling into the town square area. This is part of the town square of Baraboo. It's the county seat of Sauk County, and the courthouse and all the typical county headquarters stuff is right here. A lot of towns have this. Monroe is a great example, Elkhorn's a great example, and Baraboo is yet another one. Baraboo, though, has a bit of an ace in the hole with its history. Ever thought about running away and joining the circus? I do almost every day. And the closest I can get to realizing that dream comes right here, because this is the home, essentially, of the circus. The Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, to be exact. Baraboo residents used to seeing camels and elephants walking in the streets as part of the circus. It all began in 1884 with the Ringling Brothers, and then they merged with Barnum and Bailey in 1919, become the famous circus that's still around today. And yes, it's hard to believe, but 1884 was 125 years ago. They're celebrating here at this Baraboo storefront. So we walked in and checked out all kinds of cool circus stuff, including this really awesome train set, which if you're a train geek like me, you're gonna love. Baraboo calls itself the Circus City of the Nation. And I know that, by the way, because it says so right here. It's amazing the literature you can pick up. And that's just part of Baraboo's beautiful downtown square, but we couldn't help noticing one sign that was a little weird. You know, I've seen speed limit 5 signs. This is taking things too far. I have no idea what this chessboard is doing here. I don't even know if it's permanent. We just happened to stumble across it. Cliff is joining us on the State Trunk Tour really briefly to explain what's going on here today. So let's have it.
We brought the game as part of the Harry Potter Festival that happens every year. This is the Wizard Chess.
Okay. Lots of checkmates today?
Lots of checkmates, lots of coaching, lots of fun.
Lots of strategery?
Mm-hmm. Strategery.
And now there's 2 people here talking, breaking everyone's concentration.
That's right.
Okay. Well, thank you.
All right.
Everything circus is here in Baraboo. The town square is surrounded by elephants and horses and all kinds of other things embedded in the concrete, symbolizing the history of the circus. But this historical marker, which is an unusual one in the sense that it's built on a huge rock, commemorates the very first time the circus was held in a tent here on May 19th of 1884. So you see how far back this goes. The south side of Baraboo along Highway 113 is the Circus World Museum. So boys and girls, men and women, children of all ages can enjoy. They've got the circus music playing and the animals back there. It's not as busy as normal today because the Great Circus Parade is going on in Milwaukee this weekend. But you can always find the circus stuff right here in Baraboo at the Circus World Museum. And even past the buildings, as you head south on 113 out of Baraboo, you go along the Baraboo River and you have a really nice view of everything inside Circus World. Of course, it's always better to go on the inside. But we're going to make our way south towards Devil's Lake, the Merrimack Ferry, and eventually Madison. Heading down to Merrimack, it gets pretty steep. You can see in the distance the hills on the other side of the Wisconsin River. They're quite a few miles away, actually, but we're going to work our way down to Merrimack, cross on the ferry, and then get over to the Columbia County side. The topography in this part of the state is great, and no place is it more fun to check out than in Devil's Lake State Park. It's the most visited state park in Wisconsin with 1.4 million visitors a year. We're cruising past it right now on Highway 113, and we'll visit it in a later episode. We are on State Highway 113 and 78, pulling into Merrimack. The ferry's just up here. And Highway 113 pulls up to the Wisconsin River. It's the only state highway where you can't get over a river on a bridge. It's Merrimack Ferry time. How are we going to kill the time waiting for the ferry to come back? Ice cream! While you wait for the ferry to come back, you can just go and get yourself some ice cream. And this stuff melts quickly. It looks like I'm double fisting here. But Mark, cameraman, this one's for you. There's actually been ferry service at this location across the river since 1844, almost as long as people have been writing comments under stop signs. So you wait, you finish your ice cream, you wait for the cars and motorcycles to get off that came in from Columbia County, and then you board. You just pick a lane and head on, and then you're riding on the Coalsack 3 for the ride across the Wisconsin River. So we're on Highway 113 right now, just on a ship. It's the only free river ferry in the state. Of course, the railway is right over there. It's just a gorgeous view on a gorgeous day like this, crossing down into Columbia County. You see there's places on both the state and national register of historic places. Up there is the guy driving. How much fun would this thing be to drive?
I'll move over, Swanson, I'm driving.
Wow! I'd love to do that. Although, you couldn't even if you wanted to, because the boat's actually pulled across the Wisconsin River back and forth by 3 submerged cables. That way it stays nice and steady.